Hi YouTube, this is Serious Diva, aka Tammy Tam, also best known as Tamika. I wanted to come today to talk about where I live. A few minutes ago, not too long ago, I actually got into it with, I didn't get into it, but it's like an ongoing situation here. I live in Brooklyn. I won't say the area. They call it the Ville. And it's an area filled with high crime, high prostitution, high drug, and rape, and everything that I just said. It's like magnified. This is the area in Brooklyn that most people do not want to live in, visit, so on and so forth. Now, there are some areas where the crime is not as bad as other areas. There's some avenues or streets in this area that the crime is not as bad, or you can. It's a good. Sometimes they have good nights more than other areas of Brownsville, and we live right next to East New York. East New York is also a uh, high crime rate area of everything. Um, Everything of prostitution, drugs, rape, um, you name it, is being done at this moment. There's always helicopters, so on and so forth. But that's what I really want to talk about is the things that I've lived here since I was 3. I'm 26. Now in the 80s, things were a whole lot different than they are of the world now, and unfortunately, they've worsened. Now, what I mean by they've worsened, the crime that used to happen is a million times bigger than what it is now. Um, I believe it was maybe, trying to think, maybe 6 or 7 years ago, where what we hit, people in this building lived to themselves, and there was no need to necessarily talk to people, so on and so forth. And over time, it became where um, people don't like you because of you either not speaking, not doing for them, not becoming friends, and hanging out with them. Now, my mother always had it where we don't hang out without her for many reasons. Because of she knew what area we were moving in. But back in the 80s, this area was newly renovated. Everything was newly renovated, and this apartment was brand new. Now, this apartment, I'll have pictures and things like that at the end of this video, but this is going to be a long series. Until somebody pays attention to what I'm saying, I'm going to have as many videos as I need up here and pictures to document everything. I'm going to add video clips of a lot of the traffic that goes on here until somebody figures it out. I don't know what's going to come of this video, but I'm not stopping. But when my mom moved here, when me, my sister, and my other 2 brothers, this place was, how do I say, it was different. It was new. My mom didn't have to worry about us, and we were babies. Wherever my mom was, we were. We were never left alone to people here in this building ever, and we were taken care of. This building was just what she needed. It's a 3-bedroom apartment with a woman and her 4 kids. No problem. No problem for that at that time. But through the 90s and the early 2000s, in 21st century, pretty much, things have gotten worse. Now, it's the same people here with the same bad habits. I'm talking the loitering, the smoking in the hallways, the sex in the hallways, the dog and cat poop in the hallways. I'm talking about everything. And not even that. It's like a couple of months ago, somebody was killed at the end of my block. Uh, a couple of 2006 Thanksgiving, the day before Thanksgiving, the morning of Thanksgiving, a woman was raped under my window. I live on the 2nd floor. Things like this happen, and you do what you can, but because this area is not completely gentrified, no one comes to um, our aid. We call 311 because it's not emergent, but it is a problem. No one gets back to us. There's no follow up. And I get it. The economy's bad. It's a combination of different things that happen as to why the city can't take care of everything at once. But after maybe a decade of the same thing and it getting worse, something should have been already changed. I live in New York City Housing Authority. They have buildings all over New York in a lot of poverty-stricken areas and minority areas where people, this is what they can afford. It goes by your income. Now, today, the reason why I'm making this video is because today, coming home, there were people loitering in front of the building, in front of the door, in which I need to get in to get to my house. Now, we've dealt with this before, but the weather gets a little nice and people don't know how to act. They come out, they got the kids' strollers, they got their friends, their homegirls who don't even live here, all out there, hanging out, bullshitting, don't even belong here, but they doing it. They're in the way. I go past and I turn my music. I'm listening to my Kendrick Lamar. I'm doing my own thing. And before you know, before the door even closed, I hear people yelling B, B, B. When I say B, I mean bitch. Now, these people, they haven't liked me or my sister or my mother for a long time. Because we're people, we come and go. We don't pass, we don't stop. We pass go and we keep it moving. We've been like that all of our lives. No, we didn't play with their kids. We didn't play with them. My mother ain't play that shit. She keep her kids safe, and we've never had a problem as far as people hanging with little boys, doing too much fresh shit. My brother hanging out with a bad crowd. We never had that problem because of the way my mother had us near her and away from other people. Now, what is going on is that I go upstairs. My mom's like, let's go to the market. I want to pick up a few things. This is Mother Day's weekend that's coming up. Today is the 10th, and the 12th is Mother's Day. But that's, we're going to the market. We go downstairs, and naturally, they're still there. A few less of them, but they're still there. Of course, eyeballing and all that other stuff. I don't care about that. But now we're coming back, and there's there's um there's someone who lives with somebody who lives in this building, and her stroller, and her friend who has never been here before or even lives here, blocking the door. I'm like, you know what? It ain't gonna be none of that. Excuse me, or could you move? Ain't gonna be none of that. At this point, after so many years of dealing with the same thing, you see people coming in where they have a lot of packages in their hand. You get your ass out the way. That's what it is. You don't live here, you don't get to disrespect anybody. You don't live with me, you don't get to disrespect me. Just because you're friends with so and so and so doesn't mean you come here and start trouble. So my thing is, I make room for my mama to go in, and I go in. Soon as the door closed, F and B, F and B. When I say F and B, I mean bitch. People going ham, saying whatever. My mother says in a loud tone, kiss my ass. All the while, the door has already closed, but they're going, I'm talking, they bringing it up here, trying to voice that, make sure we here to initiate a reaction. We keep going, but I'm like, you know what? I had to do this before. I had to do this before. Play the non-violent role, be very calm, because my mom doesn't want anything bad to happen. I've dealt with people strictly not liking me and my sister because me and my sister were so close. Me and my sister are more than close. Me and my sister are like each other's lifeline. People have fought us, and I mean people have physically disrespected me, and I kept walking because I felt I had too much to lose. Now, that's mainly what we had to do last year. Keep walking. I mean, people have literally, we're coming in the building, they're coming out the building the same time they see that we're coming, and they've pushed us. And me and my sister have had to keep going. My sister's my heart. My mother's my heart. My brothers are my heart. But to see somebody push my sister, I wanted to not only hurt someone, I wanted to make sure they were bleeding. And the thing is, for a person not have to be like that ever or before, to have to be that way now. And I'm telling you, these bitches are grown. I'm calling them what they are. They act like female dogs. They sleep with a man in the hallway, leave the condom on the floor. These women are hoes. They have a bunch of kids, and they contradict the life that they're trying to say that we think we're better than them. I didn't know people were mind readers, and I didn't know that people think like we think. But my whole thing is, as women, you want what I got, ask me how I got it. You know what I mean? Like, do something for yourself. If you're gonna have a child, now that you have a reason to do better, do better. You see me getting somewhere and I don't have a child, but like, I can get what she got without even though I have a kid. Don't initiate some dislike to me and you can't even explain it. Somebody asks you why, you can't explain it. To me, for some reason, I feel like black people make things so much harder in life, and it starts with that the self look, the self image that people put on themselves. She thinks she better than me. Have I ever said that? No. But my thing is, what I'm saying is, I live in city housing, and people like this live there. I'm not saying I'm the cream of the crop, but me and my family are doing very well spiritually, mentally, physically, despite the conditions of our apartment, despite the people who live here who make it so much harder. We're doing freaking fabulous. But for me, when I got upstairs and I realized how bad it was, and I'm like, are we gonna go through another summer of this? I cried. More so because it's like I'm looking at my mom and I'm like, Mommy, like, do we really have to go through this? Like, I don't want another year of having to call 311 for them to help. To alert somebody for help. It's always been something in my life that has happened with me or my sister or my family where it had to get bad, real bad, before anybody be like, you know what, we're gonna help them, or not help, but we're gonna make sure this shit stops. And I'm talking about girls fighting girls in school because they thought we were better than them, on the strength that we were always together. Simple, idle things that are so petty that mostly are how people think of themselves. It had to get worse before it got better, and it had to get real bad before it got better. I'm talking about fist had to be put into people's faces for it to get better. My thing is, it shouldn't even have to be like that. And even though I'm to the point in my life where I can show people how to be nonviolent, people won't let me. People won't take heed to what I'm doing and do the same. But what I'm saying with this video is I'm fed the fuck up. I told myself this is going to be my this is going to be my channel. This is going to be my way to say enough is enough. I'm going to say to myself that I'm going to say to myself, you know what? Somebody's going to see this at some point, and when they do see it, I pray that my family has up and moved from here and gotten better. But the real idea is that moving takes time. Moving takes money. Moving takes people wanting to give you a loan to start you on your way out of a bad situation. And we've had many times those things, but the economy got worse and worse and worse, and people were not willing to give to good people with good credit anymore. So, and with that being said, moving is not as easy. Why don't you just get up and move? You can't just get up and move like that. We're a working family. We're saving. We're annihilating our debt, whatever little bit of it is left, and we're doing what we have to be better people. You know, minority people are not known for having good spending habits, and we're building ourselves up from the knowledge of self-research, self-reliance, self-acceptance of our bad habits, just so we can figure out a way financially. How can we get better and not have to look back, ever come back to city housing? This is part one. There's about to be a part two, and I'm going ham tonight. I'm gonna potentially make as many videos as I need to, and this is just one stop. This is the first stop, and there are more to come. And I hope whoever it gets to somebody, because it's about that time. So anyway, y'all take care. I will see y'all soon in the next part two. Thank you.